The US is turning up the heat in the trade war, this time targeting two of the world's most crucial sectors, pharmaceuticals and semiconductors. President Trump is pushing forward with plans to slap new tariffs on important medicine as well as chips, calling foreign dependence a national security risk.
Donald Trump's tariff saga refuses to cease. The roller coaster ride has already got the global markets facing headwinds. Now, the national security probes have been initiated on two products, pharmaceuticals and semiconductors. The probes are a precursor for imposing tariffs on chips and drugs. Trump says he expects to impose tariffs on imported pharmaceuticals in the not too distant future.
We don't make our own drugs, our own pharmaceuticals. We don't make our own drugs anymore. The drug companies are in Ireland and they're in lots of other places, China. And all I have to do is impose a tariff. The more, the faster they move in. The higher the tariff, is very serious. It's inversely proportional. The higher the tariff, the faster they come.
The Commerce Department has launched formal probes into both sectors. Commerce Secretary insists the move will bring manufacturing back home.
We need to have semiconductors, we need to have chips, and we need to have flat panels. We need to have these things made in America. We can't be reliant on Southeast Asia for all of the things that operate for us. So what he's doing is he's saying they're exempt from the reciprocal tariffs, but they're included in the semiconductor tariffs, which are coming in probably a month or two. So these are coming soon. You shouldn't think this is really outside of it. Really think of it as being included in the semiconductor space, much like pharmaceuticals.
But the move is already raising red flags. Drug makers warn it could lead to shortages and make medicines more expensive. Chip makers say that tariffs could disrupt production just as the world is racing to meet the tech demand. Markets had a mixed reaction to the development. Wall Street saw a modest rebound, with investors clinging to hopes that exemptions for some tech goods like smartphones and computers might soften the blow. But Trump has signaled those exemptions won't last forever. Meanwhile, efforts to strike trade deals with many partners are also gathering pace. Treasury Secretary Stock Bessent has hinted momentum in talks with individual countries on reaching trade deals but offered little details. Talks have begun with Vietnam and were to start with Japan on Wednesday, then South Korea next week. These nations, on their part, have started their own efforts to counter the effects. The timeline or chances of any deal with China remains a question mark. Meanwhile, Taiwan's economy minister said on Tuesday that the island will simulate the impact of any US tariffs on the semiconductor industry. South Korea, which is home to chip giants like Samsung, announced an emergency $4.9 billion boost for its semiconductor industry to counter the fallout. South Korea's finance minister also said on Tuesday that Seoul will try to delay reciprocal tariffs as much as possible by negotiations with the United States. Back in America, a legal advocacy group on Monday asked the US Court of International Trade to block Trump's sweeping tariffs on foreign trading partners, arguing the president overstepped his authority. The lawsuit asks the court to block enforcement of the tariffs and declare Trump lacked the authority to impose them. The New York based Court of International Trade is a US federal court with broad jurisdiction over most trade related matters. Bureau Report, DD India.